Okay, so last lesson we talked about how to solve linear quadratic equations. Today we'll talk about quadratic system. So again, substitution and elimination, just a quick overview of what that is. Substitution is when you're isolating the y and substituting it in the second equation. Then you solve for x and then substitute values back into the equation to find your y value. And then you can verify your work by using a graphing calculator, or left side is equal to right side. Okay. Elimination, you eliminate the y variable, line up the like terms, either add or subtract. So if you have opposite signs, you add them. If you have the same signs, you subtract them. Find for x and use quadratic factor or formula to figure out your x value, substitute it to find your y value, and then verify using graphically or substitution. Okay, so we're going to solve the same question using both elimination and substitution. Let's start with substitution first. The substitution is that you want to isolate your y, right? You want to move your y to the other side. So I'm going to add y on both sides. Minus y plus y is 0. So 3x squared minus x minus 2 is equal to y. Now I'm going to input that y over here, okay, in this equation. So I have 6x squared plus 4x minus, I'll input the y, so 3x squared minus x minus 2, and that's equal to 4. I'll just open my brackets. So 6x squared plus 4x minus 3x squared plus x plus 2 is equal to 4. Subtract 4 on both sides and you get 6x squared minus 3x squared plus 4x plus x. 2 minus 4 is negative 2. Now I have my like terms. 6x squared minus 3x squared will be 3x squared. 4x plus x will be 5x, and then minus 2. Now I have my quadratic function, right? I can either use product sum factor or quadratic formula to solve this. Any questions so far? Do you guys understand why the signs changed over here? We opened the brackets, signs usually reverse, right? That's what happened over here. Like terms got added. So my product is negative 6. Awesome. Sum and factors. Good, 6 and negative 1. So now my coefficient is not 1. That means I'll have to do this the long way, okay? So 3x squared plus 6x minus 1 minus 2 is equal to 0. So just use the factors over here to split my 5x, okay? Now I'll figure out what can I factor out from these two terms. 3x, right? X plus 2. Take the minus 1 out. I forgot the x here. I'm left with x plus 2 is equal to 0. In these two terms, I'll factor out my x plus 2. So it'll be x plus 2. And then I'm left with 3x minus 1 is equal to 0. Now these are in the factored form. So it'll be x is equal to negative 2 for this one. And for this one, it'll be positive 1/3. Right, reverse the sign and divide. And those are my two answers for x. Okay, am I done? Was I just supposed to solve for x? Is the solution of these two equations just the value of x? Have to find the y too, because when two lines or parabolas are intersecting, the solution is x comma y, right? So we need to find our y values. To find my y values, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put them in either of the equations, first or second. I can use the first equation. The same one over here, because y is already isolated. So 3 negative 2 squared minus 2 for this one, and 3 times negative 2 squared is 4, so 3 times 4 is 12. Negative times negative is positive 2, minus 2. So 12 plus 2 minus 2 is 12. So my points will be negative 2 comma 12. And for the second one, y is equal to 3 1/3 squared minus 1/3 minus 2. Just copying whatever is here in this equation. So now I'm left with 1/3 minus 1/3 minus 2. So y is equal to negative 2 because these are just zeros. So my point will be 1/3 comma negative 2. Okay. How many verifications will I have to do for these two? 4. Good, because I have 2 points, right? 2 intersection points times 2 equations, so 4 verifications. Awesome. Any questions about substitution? Okay, now for elimination, you want to eliminate your y, right? So to eliminate your y, you'll have to just line it up. Since our signs are the same, I'm going to use subtraction. Same sign, subtraction. Same S for same S for subtraction. So I'm going to subtract my first equation by my second equation. So when I subtract it, the sign is going to change: negative, negative, positive, and negative. So I get 3x squared minus 6x squared, which is negative 3x squared. Minus x minus 4x is minus 5x. Minus y plus y is 0, with the minus 2 over here and minus 4 here. Does that make sense? Okay. Now I'm just going to move everything to one side. Add 4 on both sides. I get negative 3x squared minus 5x plus 2 is equal to 0. I have a negative. I don't like when I have a negative with my x squared, so I'm just going to factor the negative. Or you can also multiply negative 1 on both sides of the equation. So you have 3x squared plus 5x minus 2 is equal to 0. This looks similar, right? It's literally this equation. So we just follow the same steps from here. That's it. That's the lesson. So I want you guys to do these 2 questions and verify your solution graphically. Two questions means elimination, substitution each. Okay? Okay, let's do substitution for this one. So you isolate your y value. So you add y on both sides and you add 6 on both sides. 6 minus 6 is 0, y minus y is 0. So you have 4x squared minus 4x plus 6 is equal to y. Okay, so now I'm just going to use this equation and put it over here. Okay, so I'll have 6x squared minus x minus, put in the equation, which is 4x squared minus 4x plus 6, and equate it to 1, right? So just replacing this piece over here. open your brackets. So you just change all the signs. Negative 4x squared plus 4x minus 6. Now 6x squared minus 4x squared is 2x squared. Minus x plus 4x is positive 3x. Subtract 1 on both sides and you get minus 6 minus 1, which is minus 7. Any questions so far? Okay, so now it's just solving a quadratic function from the last unit. So your product is 2 times negative 7, which is negative 14. Your sum is 3. So your factors will be, oh, I did something wrong here. Looks good. Oh, I just forgot this negative one here. So that means this would just be positive 1. Minus 6 plus 1 will be minus 5. That means my product will be 2 times negative 5, which is negative 10. My sum will still be 3. And the factors for that will be 5, comma, negative 2. Okay. Because my coefficient is 2, I'll have to go the long way, split the 3x. But for now, I can just do 2x squared plus 5x minus 2x. And then minus 5 is equal to 0. Now I just need to factor the terms. The common term from the first two will be x. So you'll be left with 2x plus 5. Subtract, or like your common term over here is negative 1. So you'll be left with 2x plus 5. From these two terms, you'll be left with 2x plus 5. You'll factor that out and you'll be left with x minus 1. Because this is common in both of them, right? Both the terms. So x will be equal to negative 5 over 2 for this one, and x will be equal to 1 for this one. Okay. You're not done yet though. This is a common mistake that people do because we're solving the system of equation. We look at the intersection point. That means we need to substitute these values back to our equation. We can use this equation. So y is equal to 4x squared minus 4x plus 6 is what we're using. I'll input the value of 1 as x. So y is equal to 4 times 1x squared. 1 squared minus 4 times 1 plus 6. 4 minus 4 plus 6. 4 minus 4 is 0. So y will be equal to 6. And my points will be 1, comma 6 for this one. I'll have to do the same for the second x value that I have. So y is equal to 4 negative 5 over 2 squared minus 4 negative 5 over 2 plus 6. You'll have to show your work over here. So it'll be 4, 25 over 4 plus, because negative times negative is positive. 4 divided by 2 is 2. So you have positive 10 plus 6. Y and y can, 4 and 4 cancel. So you have y is equal to 25 plus 10 plus 6, which is equal to 41. So your point will be negative 5 over 2, comma 41. That's your second answer. Any questions about this? So substitution is basically you isolate your y value. That's your first step. Second step is to input it in your second equation, not the first one that you use, the second one. And then you open it, you make it to a quadratic equation. And then you find your factors, find the value of x, and then find the value of y. 5 steps. Sixth would be verifying. Okay, now we'll do this question using elimination. In elimination, you always want to eliminate your y. When you have the same signs for y, you will subtract it. If you have different signs for y, you'll add it. So when I'm subtracting it, the second equation will just have opposite signs. So 2x squared minus 2x squared is 0. Minus 16x plus 8x will be negative 8x. Negative y, positive y is 0. Negative 35 plus 11 is negative 24. So you're left with negative 8x is equal to negative 24. To find the value of x, you'll just have to divide both sides by 8, negative 8, because we want to isolate x. So negative 24 divided by negative 8 is just 3. So x will be equal to 3. Now, you're not done again. You'll have to input it into another equation. So you can pick either the first one or the second one. Either one will give you the same answer. So let's pick the second one. 2x squared is 3 squared minus 8 times 3 minus y is equal to negative 11. So I need to find the value of y here. 2 times 3 squared is 2 times 9, which is 18. Minus 8 times 3 is 24. Minus y is equal to negative 11. 18 minus 24 is negative 6. So you can add 6 on both sides. You'll get negative y is equal to negative 5 because negative 11 plus 6 is that. Divide both sides by negative 1 and you get y is equal to 5. So your final answer will be 3, 5. Okay? And that's elimination.